Yeah, hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Java environment, Java 17 developer environment on your system using tools like JDK 17, Apache Maven, and Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a very generic text editor that can be used for developing different types of project. You can use VS Code as a development environment for Python, Java, .NET, Node, and many other technologies. So today in this video, I'm going to explain you how you can set up VS Code environment for building Java applications. So here we start. If you can see on my screen right now, what I have done is I have everything downloaded, by the way. I will share the links, download links with you in the message window description, video description later on. So here it is. So we have OpenJDK 17. I have OpenLogic, OpenJDK 17. You can use Oracle JDK or Microsoft JDK. There are multiple different, you can say, distributions for JDK available. The official one is called Oracle JDK. I'm using OpenLogic. I'll double click on it. You can use any version of JDK, by the way. Next, and it should add itself to the path variable. And if possible, you should set the Java home variable as well. Now, OpenJDK will do this for you. But in case if you are using an older version or Oracle version of JDK, this is not included. So what I will do is I will deliberately, okay, this add to path is fine, but I will not deliberately set Java home variable. I will instead show you how you can do that from your own, on your own using environment variables. So here is the selection and install. This should install JDK 17 on my system right now. Let's wait for it. Yeah, it's installed. After that, I'm going to install VS Code. Visual Studio Code, there are two installers available. One for system. This is a system installer. You need to have admin privileges in order to install this package. And there is another package also available, which is called Visual Studio Code for user. For that, you don't need admin privileges, but then it will get installed in a different folder. In your user's home directory, it will install in app data folder. So this one is for entire system. Okay, you can use this if you have system privileges. Sorry, admin privileges. While installing VS Code, you can take one more precaution here. What you can do is you can add this extra option here, open with code for Windows Explorer file context menu and open with code for Windows Explorer directory context menu. What exactly does it mean? It simply means that you can just right click on a folder in your file explorer and say open with VS Code and entire folder will open with VS Code. Okay, and it will also be added to a path. The benefit of adding VS Code to path is that, of course, this will actually require shell restart. That means you need to just open new command prompt or PowerShell. After this, uh, you should be able to launch VS Code from any folder. You can just use command code space dot or directory name enter and it will open VS Code like that. So these options I have selected. If you want, you can add a desktop icon. So icon will appear on the desktop for VS Code. This is all user defined or this is all your options basically. Let's install it. Yeah, it's getting installed. And then the next component that you need is Apache Maven. Apache Maven you can download from the official Maven download page. I'll share the link with you. And this is a zip file. In order to extract the zip file, you can use tool like 7-zip, WinRAR, WinZip, or even built-in Windows tool can do that. On this machine, I have something called 7-zip installed. So I'm using 7-zip to extract the files. And what I will do is I will extract it directly to my C drive. Okay, just have to write C colon slash. And there is no need to specify any folder name. Don't worry, it will create its own folder, Apache Maven 3.9.5 or 3.9.6. I guess I'm using 3.9.6. And okay, yeah. And meanwhile, this one has already done. VS Code is installed. I will have to now go and check if Apache Maven is extracted properly on my C drive. Here it is, Apache Maven 3.9.6. 7-zip to exactly, fraction of a second to extract these content. If you use built-in Windows extraction tool, it might take a little bit more. Anyways, so my Apache Maven is ready. It is extracted in the C drive, and this is the bin folder of Apache Maven. Now, for all these tools to work properly with each other, you need to set some environment variables. Okay. And what are those environment variables? To set the environment variable, go to the start menu, click on the start menu, type env in your search box here. And when you type env, you should be getting these two options, either system variable or variable for your account. If you use variable for account, it will not actually demand any admin password with you. If you have the admin password, if your user is admin user, you can use system variables. Otherwise, use account variable. So in the account variable, very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new variable called Java underscore home. And here I'm going to provide Java directory, Java installation folder path. So let's open Windows Explorer. Let's go to the C drive. From C drive, let's go to the program files. Now my installation of Java is open logic hotspot, Java 17 hotspot. Make sure you provide just the folder name. Don't provide folder path of bin directory. Make sure this particular folder has folder structure, internal folder structure like bin, conf, lib, okay, and include, right? Demo is optional anyways, fine. So bin, conf, include, lib should be there. So this should be the parent folder. Let me just copy this folder path. It depends on what kind of JDK you have installed. I gave the complete path. This is my Java home. Next thing I'm going to do is I will edit the path variable. Now looks like in path variable, Java 17 is already added to the path variable. Did you notice this? This is because of JDK 17 installation or JDK 17 installer that I did run. In case if the path is not already included, you will have to include this path in path variable. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to provide one more entry in the path for Apache Maven. So where is my Apache Maven now? I guess I extracted it in this folder, C drive, Apache Maven, and we need to use the bin directory this time. For Java Home, don't use bin directory, but for Maven, use bin directory. That's the difference. So here I'm going to copy paste this, press OK, OK. Now the environment is set. Was that easy? Anyways, now the next part. Let me start Visual Studio Code. This is my VS Code which I have installed here. Let's test Maven, Java, and everything, whether everything is, kind of set properly. So you just open command prompt, PowerShell, whichever one you prefer. Let's check Java C version. This is just to check which version of Java compiler you will be using by default. Java interpreter you will be using by default. Looks like both Java interpreter and Java compiler I'm using, that is JDK and JRE, I'm using same version 17.0.10. That's good. Let's check the Maven version. For Maven, you should use double hyphen. So looks like my Maven version is Apache Maven 3.9.6. I can see the Maven home page. Oh, home directory, sorry. So everything looks fine. Now for VS Code, in order to, build Java projects with VS Code, there are certain extensions you need. So what you can do is just click on the extension button here on the side navigation bar and let us search for Maven. So we just need some extension to install here. So here it is, Maven for Java. Or rather, what you can do instead, you can just type Java instead of Maven, and you will get one very good, you can say a bundle of extensions. Let me show you what extension I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at an extension bundle called Extension Pack for Java from Microsoft. Please remember, this is just a bundle. That means it will install quite few plugins automatically. So you don't have to cherry pick one, let's say plugin for, let's say Maven, one plugin for Maven dependency and so on. This is a bundle and lot many other things will be installed automatically if you use extension pack for Java. It includes multiple different extensions here. This is called extension pack. So it will install Red Hat language support, debugger, Maven for Java, test runner for Java, project manager for Java, everything. So this is better option. So let's install the extension pack. It should take just a couple of seconds or minutes depending upon your network speed. Okay, installation is going on. This is a progress here. I can see the line that is moving from left to right. It's done. So get started with Java development. That means it's done properly. Now the extension pack for Java require at least one Java runtime to be installed. It's already there. You don't have to configure this. Just close this. So what I will do is I have installed everything. Let us quickly test everything. So I'll just do one thing. It's always better if you just restart VS Code so that it will be configured properly. Yeah, good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open a new folder now. So let's create a new project folder. Let's say this is my workspace one, and I'm going to convert this workspace one into my Java project directory. So here it is, workspace one. You can see the folder here in File Explorer, VS Code built-in File Explorer. VS Code will ask you whether you trust the files in this folder. Obviously, just say yes, I trust the authors. Okay. And now VS Code will get access to this particular folder and it can pretty much, create, delete, or modify files in this folder freely. To create the Maven project now, what I'll do is I'll just press Control Shift P. This should open the command bar on VS Code. Let me just, kind of resize my VS Code because, yeah, the RDP panel is blocking, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'll type here Maven, new project, Maven, new project. Then either you create an empty Maven project without any kind of arch type. This will create a totally empty Maven project and you have to manually type everything. You have to manually create everything. I actually personally like this approach as well. Okay. Or you can use the quick start template, which will add some sample dependencies, some Java configuration, etc. Let's use archetype quick start. For archetype quick start, these are the different versions of archetypes quick start available. Do nothing, just accept the default one, which is 1.4. After you press enter, it will ask you for the group ID. Please remember, multiple Java projects can belong to same group. So I'm going to write com.mahindra. You can have multiple projects with the same group ID. Okay, and that's very natural basically. So I entered this. This is going to be my demo number one. This is going to be my artifact ID. Which folder? I'm going to place this particular project in the same workspace directory. Select the destination folder. And in the terminal, at the end, you have to, focus on the terminal here. It's downloading some extensions, Maven extensions, by the way. And then you may have to put some input here. Let's wait for it. Yeah, it's asking you for the application version number. By default, application version number would be 1.0 snapshot. I don't like that version number, so I will instead write 1.0. Then VS Code is confirming, is these all details correct? Do you want to, continue with this selection? Type Y, press enter, and your project is built or your project is ready. You will even get a small pop-up here from VS Code saying that a new Maven project is created under this directory. Press OK. Done. Now you can just press enter to close this terminal. This is our first Maven demo. Quite few things you need to edit here. First of all, because of some reason, this Maven template is actually pretty old. It was created when it was still Java 7. So you need to make some changes here. Just remove dot and it will become Java 17 instead of Java 1.7. You may or may not need JUnit. So what you will do is I'll just delete the JUnit and you can instead add your own dependencies there. No need to modify these plugins. Plugins are totally fine. Okay, so your project is now ready. Go to the test directory. There is one app test.java which you should delete, otherwise it will throw you some compilation errors. So I deleted that Java file from the test package. And there is another Java file here, which is for, okay, now it's asking me for few things like language support for Java by Red Hat. Okay, you can install this. This will actually help you in developing code later on. So let me just accept the suggestion and install it. And it looks like it's loading entire things now. It's done. Good. You can ignore this error, maven-q for a time being. Yeah. So this is the project now. Installing these extensions will even allow you to run your code from here, from this run button. Can you see this? Because of extensions and all. If you click on run button here, the code will run and it's giving me hello world. Did you notice that?